have come in for a landing in my own life, which is a huge relief. I was so busy for the past couple months. So now I'm like, let's inhale, open, reach out and up. Exhale, feel the space around you. Okay, inhale, open. And exhale, radiate out through your fingertips. Feel your fingers moving away from your body. Feel the edge of your kinesphere. Inhale, open, reach it out and up. Get very big, very long. Feel the floor underneath you. Exhale, release. And again, inhale, feet are radiating down into the earth, arms up over your head. And exhale, as you're coming down, just stomp your feet one and then the other. So it's like you're doing like a little baby stomp. I mean, babies stomp that way, like baby walk stomp, but like kind of flat-footed stomping into the ground. Inhale, open. Exhale, stomping, just grounding your energy, feeling the floor underneath you, feeling the earth underneath you, even if you live high up in a high rise. And exhale, imagine that your feet are connecting, rooting into the earth, connecting down to the earth. And we're also just giving our bones a little bit of a joggle. Inhale, open. Exhale, marching down, little stomp or stomping into the earth, releasing some energy downward. So we're inhaling, we're opening up, we're filling up and expanding, and then exhaling, connecting down to the earth energy. So we could think of this as really air, breath element, and then coming down with earth element. And then let's spiral and twist one side and then the other, looking around behind you. I'm actually shifting my weight on this. You can do it staying centered or shifting or however you want to do it. You can also do that little flexed foot moment where you really spiral, a little bit more sort of qigong type. Feeling the flow through your body. So we're coming almost into this idea of the water element. You can feel the centrifugal force going out to your fingertips as you spiral. And the more, the quicker you do that, the more that fluid flow is going to be drawn out. Seeing what's behind you. And then we're going to come in and do the lymph flush, rubbing your hands together. This is such a good daily practice. I feel like it's helped clear so much stuff for me. If I feel like I'm getting sick, I do the lymph flush. Not to say it's a cure-all always, but it often really helps. So starting with your right hand up to your left collarbone, kind of above and below that clavicle into the subclavian vein, which returns the lymph back into the heart. And this is the main gateway of everything returning, the big gates to the castle where we go back into the heart and then filter out through the heart. So it's kind of important, that number one spot. So this is in the lymph flush. The first place is under your collarbones. And especially starting on the left side of your body, because the left does like 3/4 of your body. The right is doing sternocleidomastoid and 1/4 of your body, but the left is really doing a lot. And then switch it to the right hand under the other side. And then kind of not just hitting here, I'm getting a little bit into my upper traps in the back as well. If your body's saying, touch me here, then listen to that, right? Listen into your own body. Relax your neck, tongue, and throat. And then we're going to come into the angle of the jaw, right in there. Maybe slower, maybe more gentle. And you can go all the way around that edge of your jaw. Yeah, so I can feel that in my, it's just a little bit tender in there on both sides. So I'm gonna be a little more expansive in my movement. I'm gonna get around my jaw and maybe not dig quite so much into that area. Relaxing my tongue. Then I'm gonna take it right here and I'm just gonna go down my sternocleidomastoid, that big muscle, just giving a little pinch, kind of grabbing and pulling down and in. Just encouraging the movement of that lymphatic fluid, but also we're kind of massaging around our vagus nerve is coming out around here as well. So vagus nerve coming down, Let's also go up. So let's go up and down with that. So we're giving the tissue some movement, and hopefully the nerve, which is moving through, is just getting a little bit of a massage, but also some differentiation so it has freedom to move. I mean, the veins aren't, or the nervous system isn't like moving so much inside of your body, but it wants to have a little bit of capacity for movement, right? So we're just getting that vagal tone. Relax your tongue. And then coming in, armpit. Right hand on the left armpit, armpit peck. You can kind of grab it like a sandwich. This is the bread. This is the meat. I don't know. Move your body around. I don't know where these things come from. And then go on to the other side, same thing. Lots of lymphatic lymph nodes in there. You can see them if you look at like a picture of lymph, of the lymphatic system, the little nubs. And sometimes you can feel them. And then let's come in and just do a quick Tarzan across our upper pecs and just under the clavicle with a sound. Oh, and then taking it down into the cisterna-chyli. And now I have a new move for the cisterna-chyli that I learned from another lymphatic fanatic on YouTube, who I think is also a chiropractor, but she might be something else. Not on YouTube, on Instagram. So it's, and I'll remember her name one day, but I don't actually know it. I think it's because she doesn't have her name on there. You're going to take your hands in between your xiphoid process and your belly button, right there in the middle, and you're actually going to pump in and up. So we'll go for 10 of those, just a little pump in and release, in and up, and release, in and up, release, in and up, in and up, in and up. See if you can connect your breath with that. So the exhale, you're kind of letting go. Maybe kind of weird. Maybe it's the other way around for you. About 2 more. And then we're just going to go in, hold it for a second, and move yourself around. And I'm kind of going in and up there. Imagining that anything in that cisterna-chyli is just having the chance to freely flow back into your system. And then the other back into the lymphatic system, so it can come up and drain out through the subclavian vein. Inguinal fold right in there, getting in there. And then down behind your knees. I like to kind of bend and straighten as I'm doing there. And I'm rubbing like this behind my knee with the flat of my finger in a circular motion like that, right behind my knee. You may do it differently. And then let's come back in, and we're going to do just a little bit more, it's called Bhastrika. And it's going to go in and out through your nose if possible. If you need to exhale through your mouth, that's okay. It's like you're grabbing up there and pulling down. Keep going. You might need a tissue. Last one. Release everything. Let it go. Blow your nose if you need to. I just kind of snotted all over as that started going. So getting the fluids moving, right? Just getting it moving, creating space. Let's do one last point just while we're in with this. And that is in here, next, just above your nostril, there should be a little indentation. Kind of give that a rub. And as you're rubbing it, squish up your face, move your face around. So you're giving all your sinuses a chance to open up. Then you can kind of pull around and under. We're just doing an abridged version, but we're going to get in there. Tap up on your forehead. Tap up on your cheeks. Your mustache. Tap your mustache and your soul patch. And then anything you want to do, just a quick squish around, run the dragons through the forest. Maybe it's more tapping on your face. Let it go, shake it out. All right, let's do some light weights. So I have 3-pound weights. You could do lighter, you could do heavier. We are going to start, we're going to do a little bit of legs with this. There, I want you to be able to see my feet as well as my, so we're just going to do a plie and stretch. Just really, it doesn't have to be heavy, just moving, bending your knees and straightening, bending and straightening, in parallel, bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. 2 more, up and down. Last one. Should feel fairly easy. And then we're going to go up and releve, pressing up and down. 2. We're going to go in sets of 10. 3, 4, push through the ceiling. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's open up into an arch, arms out to the sides. 1, stick out your butt. So it's like you're getting low, reach out through your tail, open it up. 1, 2, 3, working the back of the body, back of the arms. 4, 5, flying, big wings. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And coming in parallel and turn it out to a small turnout, just whatever your body can do without forcing it. So what your rotators can do, knees over your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, long spine. 6, crown of the head reaching to the ceiling. 7, 8, 9, 10, pressing it up. You're going to keep straight knees up and then inner thighs come together to bring you down. 2, you're working the rotators in your butt. 4, 5, pressing up, coming down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to open back up and do another set of flies. 1, stick out your butt. 2, chest opening. 3, back of the body working. 4, get deep. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming in back to parallel, turn out your feet and then open to sort of below your shoulders. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Imagining your vascular system, your arteries and your veins and your heart pumping nicely together. Let's say we're at 2 more, pressing up. 1, maybe you can feel it. 2, feeling your pulse, feeling your heartbeat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pressing up, strong legs. 9, 10, taking it down. This time we're going to take our hands on our hips, elbows back, little chicken arms, and then reaching back and stopping back at your hips. Going 1, 2, baby chicken wings. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming in, we're going to start parallel, out. 1, 2, turn it out again. Knees over your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Central line really strong. 10, pressing up and down. So from your head to your tail, long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Getting your blood flowing. 8, 9, 10. Taking it down again. This time hands are going to go behind you. They're going to do like coming in and out. So stick out your butt, arch in and out. 1, 2, 3, pulsing in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take both weights into one hand. You're gonna take your other hand on your head, push with your head into this hand. So head is pushing back, you're creating resistance. And then you're gonna internally rotate and externally rotate. You could do this with only one weight in your hand, but I feel like you'll get a little bit more with two. Rotate in, rotate out. So shoulder is rotating forward and back, and your head is pushing into your hand. In, but you're not going to your deepest stretch there. You're just going somewhere where it feels okay. Out and in and out. Come up to neutral, switch the weights to the other side. Same thing. Head is really pushing into your hand. So you're creating a sort of isometric contraction because you're pushing against your hand. Internally and externally rotate that other shoulder. Oops, my earbuds are falling out. In and out, chest and lungs open, pushing into your hand, and come in. Change it back to your first side. So your head is going to go down like you're looking over this foot, and you're pushing back with your head. So you're working your neck to push up, and the same thing, this arm is going to come forward and go back. Push into your hand with your head. At like on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe you're pushing at a 5. And then you're going to switch it to the other side. Head is pushing back into your hand at about between a 1 to 10 at a 5, a level 5 of your strength. Internally, externally rotating the other hand. So all that tissue in your chest and shoulders is moving, and your head, those muscles are stable. Your head is pushing back, your head is stable, but pushing into your hand. Good, and come in. And we're going to turn your head to the right or the left, either one. Turn it one way, and then again, internally and externally rotate, spiraling in with the arms and shoulders. Let your chest really move forward and back. So if you need to look at this a couple times before you join in, see what I'm doing. And then come into neutral, look the other way, same thing. Rotate forward, rotate back. I'm going to show you sideways. I am moving my chest and lungs and rotator cuff. Good, and then coming back in, let's do head down, rotate in, come to neutral, look up, rotate out. So rotating in, dropping your head, rotating out, lifting your heart, looking up, supporting the neck so you're not totally dropping your head back, but you're lifting and opening. Internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, spiraling in, spiraling out, getting these nice spirals through your body, through the tissue. Lots of movement and mobility in the tissue. So we're not doing big gross motor movement with our arms, but the tissue is getting a lot of movement. And your nerves and your veins and everything on the inside is having a nice little chance to move around also. All right, let's do one last thing here. It's going to be hands are like facing down. You're going to come up, rotate out, spiral open, bring it in, flip, and down. Up, rotate, out, in, flip, lower, up, rotate, out, in, flip, lower, up, spiral, open, close, down, up, spiral, open, close, bring it in, down, up, spiral, open, close, in, down, 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Yeah, this mobility of your radius and ulna, the bones in your forearm, is a good thing to do if you spend time on a computer. You could just hold your hands out and turn in and turn out for a minute, feeling that tissue, getting that movement. Good, and let it go. And let's get rid of our weights. Come down to the floor. And let's come all the way down onto our backs. Actually, let's have our weights somewhere nearby. So we'll do some stuff on the floor with weights as well, but not quite yet. Just have them in the vicinity. Coming down and easy spiral, twisting one way and then the other, letting your hips and lower back release. Breathing into it. Take as long as you need. Like sometimes we want to go faster. Sometimes we want to go slower. If you really feel into your tissue, often it'll be like, oh, maybe slow down a little bit. If you listen into your own body. Of course, if you've just had your big old cup of coffee like me, you might be a little more sped up. Let's take it a little further, crossing over. So I'm just going to tell you what my normal morning looks like first thing, like the first thing I usually get up out of bed, I feed the cats, and I brush my teeth, put on some clothes, and then I walk out the door and I take a walk. Sometimes it's a short walk, sometimes it's a long walk, but I get that morning light into my eyes. And I'm usually up for at least an hour before I have coffee. So I've usually charged around a little bit. Sometimes I do some breath work. Sometimes I do like a meditation before teaching or before the rest of my day starts. It really depends, but the walk always happens like 99% of the time. And it makes me feel good. Like it's like I'm out there, I'm with the world, I'm with the trees, I'm in nature, feeling the air, seeing the sun. It just is lovely. All right, let's come in, inhale, arms up over your head, and exhale, lower down. Let me also say that when I'm in New York City, that is not necessarily what happens. Or when I'm traveling, sometimes it's really hard to do that. But up here where I live, it's beautiful. I can go walk around my neighborhood and it's easy. So it really depends where you are. Inhale up. Let's stay up with the pelvis and take the hands down, circles with your hips, mobilizing your center. Try not to grip anything. Let the muscles do what they have to do, but don't overwork. I always feel a little weird when people say, squeeze your core, squeeze your butt. Why? Do I really need to do that? Change direction. Sometimes yes, but most of the time, no. It's just adding tension, adding unnecessary tension. Use what you need to use. Animals are not like squeezing or like voluntarily squeezing extra things just for the hell of it. And then come into center, lift as high as you can. Let's take the arms back up over your head. Just lift and push, and then slowly lengthen down. Vertebra by vertebra, all the way down. Let your breath fill you back up. Let your ribs pop a little bit and then connect your ribs. So let the rib cage pop up and then connect it to the back of the mat. Rib cage pops, your back arches slightly. So arching and then flattening in. Arching and connecting using the breath. Arch, connect it in. Arch, connect it in. Arch, connected in. So I'm not going actually to a curl. I'm just going to like a flat spine, which is not a neutral spine. Here's a neutral spine. Here's like flattening into the mat, which does tuck my pelvis a little bit, but I'm not pushing up from there. Just arching and flattening, arching and flattening, and relax. And let's take the arms outside, side, knees up, knees into your chest, feet up off the floor, dropping the knees from side to side, big spiral from one side to the other. Turning your head away from center. And if you want to make it harder, you can straighten out your legs, just adding more weight as they extend longer. I feel like for me, I've said this many times, this is one of my like back health exercises. And I think part of it is just because I'm rolling across my sacrum as I'm doing this work, but also the big spiral, core support, core body working together with my arms to do this twist. Last one. Bring it in. Readjust yourself if you have traveled. Opening your arms out, you're going to keep your feet flat on the floor. Your fingers of one hand are going to curl in through the fingers, through the wrists. Then the hand's going to flatten out, moving across your chest, reaching. Try to keep your head as relaxed as possible. Head and neck relaxed. Arm is going to reach out. Your hip can come off the floor, but keep your knees pointing towards the ceiling. And then slowly bring it back. Really gentle, easy movement. Ideally, fingertips, wrists, elbow, reaching across your chest, reaching palm to palm. And then coming back, all the way back. And again, fingertips, wrist, elbow, reaching across your chest, reaching palm to palm. Relax your head and neck. So the more relaxed I am and the less the less tension that I have in my neck and shoulders, the easier it is for my head to stay connected to the floor. But it's popping off a little bit today. So I can be like, oh, there's a lot of tension in there that if I spend some time just going back and forth with this exercise, inviting my body to relax, I can start to release some of that tension in my upper back. One more. And even just spending time really slowly rolling from side to side, massaging across my shoulders and across my back will also help release a lot of that tension. Learning to slow down for your body is a real skill. And it's tough. Like we live in a speed-driven world where we want to do more and more and more. And we're always like got 1,000 distractions going on. So whenever you can, just let your body soften and melt. Put away the phone, put away the TV, or even do it while you're watching TV or Netflix, whatever, but get on the floor and give your body a chance to dial down. All right, we're going to do this. This is a little different than the next stretch. You can come all the way up, but then push with your head into your arms to come back down. Take a deep breath and relax. Exhale up and then push, 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 push. Head into your hands, pushing to come down. Inhale. Exhale up, push, head into hands. You're pushing with your head into your hands to come down. Relax, fill up your lungs. Exhale up, push, active push, coming back down. Open it up. Exhale, push, 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 push. Inhale, fill up. 2 more. Push, 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 push. Fill up your lungs at the bottom and then exhale up. Continue pushing on that exhale to come back down. And then just relax and turn your head from side to side. Relax your eyeballs, relax your neck, relax your shoulders, relax your face. Let's wiggle your fingers a little bit, just feeling this relationship out to the edge of your body. So, yeah, so sometimes my body goes to sleep or I feel like, oh, something's not really, it's kind of feeling not fully full of life, like my arms or my wrists or something, or my knees, if I've been like in a folded position for a long time. So for my hands, like just moving them, giving them movement, arms, wrists, also massage can help clear if things are getting stuck in there, right? You can do a lot to change what's going on. So let's just do these figure eights with our hands here, out and in, conducting the big orchestra. I've got my crazy snake plant here that is like just diving forward into the room. Yeah, it got repotted from a really huge one that got broken up into a bunch of different pots. And this is the one that just is weird. It's okay. It's okay. It's lovely. It's just not going up like most snake plants. It's kind of like coming out into the room. Some of it's going up. All right, let's take feet on the floor, rock, relax your back, relax your neck, relax your tongue. Send a wave up and down through your body, letting the fluids in your body slosh around. renegotiating the inner space for optimal health. Just imagine that, optimal health in my body. And then let's do this. Legs are going to slide out. We can use a block for this if you have a block. If you have a block, you're going to put it in your knees this way. And then you're going to slide your feet out. You're going to lift your pelvis up. So feet are far away from you. You're making a triangle underneath you. And it's not the lower leg perpendicular to the floor. It's farther away. You're going to pull forward and backward on the diagonal. So you're pulling like this. Should really fire up your hamstrings. Woo! Oh yeah, it's firing up mine a lot. I have to come down. If you cramp, just come down and relax. Once you feel relaxed, you can try it. Don't do as much, just do like 3 or 4. And then bring it down if you cramp again. It's also, this is a dehydration and too much coffee situation for me. And then we'll try it one more time with your feet flexed this time. Press up and do it. It's actually easier, I think, with your feet flexed. And then come down. And I said it was just one, but it's not. It's going to be another one. Shake it out. Let it release. So the shaking out also releases that globbed up feeling of a cramp. So that was what was happening. Like I was cramping up in my hamstrings. So they're like, what? You want me to do something? Press it up, flex, and pull back and forth again. See if you can do it evenly on both sides. And then release and come down. And I am actually going to drink some water because I know I am dehydrated from drinking coffee and not enough water. So that's another thing. Normally, when I wake up and think about it, I drink water, like a glass of water before going on my walk and doing all the stuff. But sometimes I don't, like today. And I notice that when I don't have that water, I am more likely to cramp up from drinking coffee. Okay, let's do this one more time, but slightly differently. You're going to slide your feet out, flex your feet, maybe not quite so far as they were before, but somewhere in the middle, split the difference. Press up, flex foot, 1 foot up at a time, up and down. 2, 3, 4, marching. 5, in this really weird way. 6, 7, 8. Now, tops up, feet down to the floor, and the same thing with pointed feet. 1, 2, touch with your toes and let your foot continue to the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax, roll it all the way down. Give it a shake and take a happy baby pose. Wiggle around, stretch out, do whatever you gotta do in your baby. Hang out, breathe, open. And then let's take one leg up, 1 foot up to the ceiling. Circle your foot, circles with your foot and ankle. Leg is kind of stable, so you're not circling your leg all over the place. Change direction, circling in. Then we're going to do the toes. You're going to point your toes, demi-point, full flex. I'll do this in front of the door so you can see what my foot is doing. Point, demi-point, flex, demi-point, point, demi-point, flex, demi-point, point, demi-point, flex, demi-point, point, demi-point, flex. Turn it out so your leg is rotating out. Demi-point, point, toes, heel. Demi-point, point, demi-point, flex, demi-point, point, demi-point, flex, demi-point, point, demi-point, flex. Relax it, shake it out. Other leg, circles with your foot, circling around. Breathing. Letting your body weight drop into the floor as you're, so you don't have to lift yourself up. You can relax and melt. Change direction with your foot. Breathe into it. And then flexing through your toes, heel, toes, point. Toes, heel, toes, point. Toes, heel, toes, point. Toes, heel, stretching the tissue through the back of the calf as you get into that flex. One more. Give it a shake, flex it, turn it out. Toes, point, toes, flex, toes, point, toes, flex, toes, point, toes, flex, toes, point, toes, flex. And bring it in, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Open your feet wider than your hips, internally rotate one leg at a time, spiraling in. Getting the, so I think I said mobility in this title. We're mobilizing the tissue inside of our body in these different ways, like internal rotation, spiraling. Tissue loves the spiral. Joints, especially ball and socket joints, like our hips and shoulders, love the spiral. Helps bolster the integrity of the joint by spiraling in there, right? So we're increasing the production of the synovial fluid, which is the fluid in that joint, but also giving the tissues the chance to move in these very three-dimensional ways, which gives them more resilience. All right, let's do legs. 1, 2, 3, circle out and around. So coming in, 1, 2, 3, flex to go out and around. 1, 2, 3, flex out and around. Point. 2, 3, flex and open. Point. 2, 3. I'm going all the way down to the floor. I feel like that feels better, 1, than just keeping it hanging out there in the air. This is lengthening in through my psoas, in through my hip flexors. 2, 3, and I'm not tucking in a submissive position. 2, 3, open it out. 1, 2, 3, flex around. I'm going to drop my head to the floor and relax my neck. Open it up. 1, 2, 3, open it up and just hang out. Let go, relax. Turn your head from side to side. Let your whole head tail have some movement. So head and tail going one way, going the other. Freeing up your spine, freeing up your shoulder blades. Let it go. Shake it out. And let's grab our weights. So last thing here on our backs, knees are pigeon-toed and knock knees. So feet are turned in, knees are touching, circling around with your weights. Inhale, open. Exhale as you come up, using your breath. Yeah, I will say, so I like I've had such an intensely busy and stressful past couple of months. I've like performing in every show possible and just so much going on. Rehearsals for this while I'm rehearsing for that and doing this other show. Like it's been nuts. So finally that all came to an end this past weekend. And then I had like a few days of major like catching up with my life. But now I think I've come back to sort of my old school rhythm of doing a little bit less. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God I actually have energy. It feels good. It's not like a huge effort to show up and teach. It's like, yes, I'm here with you guys moving my body. Anyway, let's come up and flip over onto our hands and our knees. And I have to say, like, for some of the days, like, I need to do this movement because this just helps kind of reset me. But when I am, running on exhaustion, it's like, okay, how much do I need to do? And I did have a couple of days of being like, wow, I'm knackered. All right, let's take it in to knees on the floor. Hands are going to be underneath your shoulders, elbows or underneath your shoulders, between your shoulders and chest. Elbows in for a tricep push-up. Come up, straighten your knees, take it into a downward dog, roll it through into a plank, drop your knees, push up, pop your knees, drop your head, roll it up into a dog, roll it back into a plank, drop your knees, take the push-up, press up, head drops down, scoop, roll it up, roll it in the other direction, drop your knees, push up, lift, roll it through, lift, roll it forward, Knees down, push up, drop it. Dog, roll it out, bend your knees. Rolling your spine like a wave, waving through. Use your breath. One more. And relax. Internally, externally rotate your hands. Let your wrists release. So especially after we've been like this for a long time, we want to get this in there. So hands going under, but it could be really three-dimensional figure eights with your hands. And let's take it down onto our sides. I kind of want to do like a long, like I feel like that was a nice little flow. I want to do something similar here. Maybe we'll do it in sets of 4. So coming up onto your elbow and your knees, you're going to lift your pelvis off the floor, taking it back and in. 1, 2, arching, curling, 3, 4. Bring it in here. Flex your foot, rotate out and in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it down to the floor. We're going to go for big kicks. Bottom leg can stay bent. 1, turned out leg. 2, 3, 4. Last thing, parallel, opposite arm to leg. 1. Hello, planet. Me and the planet are hanging out today. 2, 3, 4. And coming back up onto your elbow and knee. Same thing one more time. Arching back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arm up, leg down, flex, turn in and out. 1. Right underneath you. 2, 3, 4. All the way down. Kicking up. 1. I think this is exactly the number of things that I can remember. 2, 3, 4. And then forward and backward. Opposite arm to leg. Letting your body really move. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I really wanted to push it, we would do that again. I really don't want to push it. That was enough. So I'm going to roll side to side, opening and closing, letting that massage out my hip and melt into the floor, taking my time. And then we're going to flip it over to the other side. We'll stretch your hips out afterwards. Coming over to the other side and coming up onto our elbow and our knee, arching back and pulling in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arm up, leg down, one long line in your body, turn in and out from the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it down. I don't know if this is tiring you guys out, but it is me. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then opposite arm to leg. 1. Big contralateral movement. 2, big twist. 3, 4. Coming back up. Body loves diversity, right? Keep changing it up. Otherwise, we get a little stuck. Opening and closing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leg down below you, arm up above you, turn it in and out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then opposite arm to leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you feel like in TV land, you really want to get a workout, just rewind and do those 2 sets over again, right? If you want more, you can always have more. If you want less, just do 1. All right, coming onto your butt to massage that out. So rolling across one butt cheek and then the other. massaging out your glutes, letting your femur head internally and externally rotate in the hip socket. Breathing. And let's do the big circle around and down to the floor. Opening your heart, chest, and lungs, surrendering, grounding your energy, having a moment of exaltation and a moment of humility. It doesn't mean humiliated. It just means humility. Like, oh, I can bow down. I can open up, and I can also soften and let go of all that haunting around. Last one, each side. And let's come up, and let me just check the time really quick because I feel like we've been going for a long time, which we have. So we are going to come into a hip stretch. Let's do it seated. Check this out. I can sit cross-legged again. Amazing. So actually, let's just start in a cross-legged position, and we're going to do the side body stretch as well. So side stretch, open it up, other side. Sit bones connected to the ground, side stretch. This time we're going to take it down over your knee. Breathe into it, into center. Over the other knee. And side stretch. And open it up and change legs. Non-dominant leg goes in front. We'll just do a couple of side stretches. Letting those springy, marshmallowy discs in between your vertebrae really open. And then taking it to the side, hang out there, down over your knee, into center, other knee, side stretch, and open it up. And then let's do knee over knee. So top knee, go back to the other knee, whichever dominant knee is on top, other one folds under. If possible, you can also leave the bottom leg straight, and you're just going to circle around, circling your gut body over your pelvis and relaxing inside. So it might feel good to lift yourself up out of this, or it might feel good to really sink into it. Change direction whenever you're ready. Taking your time. Yeah, it's like we can't really force our body into things. I mean, we can, but then ultimately there's a negative reaction to that. So allowing our bodies, offering, it's a healthier way, taking your time to get there, take it down the front, breathe and relax. I mean, on some ways we do want to push. We want to push for strength. We want to push for mobility. We want to push for movement, but we don't want to push so hard that it backfires. And then release and come up, spiral towards the top leg. And spiral towards the bottom leg. And unscramble. Yeah, so for me, my knees, like after being in deep flexion, they're like, okay, wait a minute, not quite ready to go back there. So second side. Am I doing the same side twice? I feel like I am, but I'm not, because this is the non-dominant leg on top. Circles around. Changing direction. Letting your organs mobilize inside there. So they're squishing around against each other. You're not all contracted and constricted. Giving your belly space, giving your ribcage and lungs space. Hello, pea pod. Here is the pea. Little pea pod. Change directions if you haven't. There she is, demonstrating the great cat love for the sticky mat and putting her claws in it. Take it forward and down, breathe into it. Peapod, 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 peapod. And then come up, spiral towards the top leg, spiral towards the bottom leg. And come in, unscramble, bang them up and down, rotate in and out. And then take your legs underneath you, butt to the ceiling, let your head hang down. Shift your weight forwards to the balls of your feet and back. So I'm shifting onto the ball of my foot, and I'm shifting back through my heel. You can bend your knees there if you need to. And then let your head hang down, shake it no, nod yes, relax the back of your shoulders. And open your feet wider and shift from side to side, bending one knee, bending the other, letting your spine free up, letting your head really hang down there. Dangle your head. And then come in and roll it up, coming all the way up to the top, standing on your legs. Inhale, open, stretch it out and up, and exhale. Do the little stomps again, going down. Feeling your feet on the floor, just shake out any extra stuff that needs to let go. Inhale, open, exhale, stomps coming down into a shake. Let it go. And last one, inhale, open your heart and lungs. Exhale, grounding your energy, shake, 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 let it go. So that is it, TV land. Thank you. If you made it this far, you win the prize, the golden ticket.